Hi guys, it's Will from ApeHacking.com here, where we teach you to turbocharge your brain, strengthen your body, improve your sleep, and reduce your stress so you can work at your most optimum levels. In this quick video, we're going to look at the top 3 supplements for improving and increasing your memory and focus. Basically, supplements for your brain. So, a quick overview, we're going to look at what is acronymed as ALCAR, Huperzine A, and LAAA even. We're going to go quickly through what they do, a brief overview for those who are interested in the biology of what actually happens. I think it's important if you're going to be sticking something in your body that you've got a rough idea of how it works, so then you can think of potential interactions and problems as well as the benefits. So if we crack on straight into it, we're going to look at ALCAR. So it's well researched and it's essentially an amino acid. There are so many ways that ALCAR can improve both mental function and function in other parts of your body as well, which we'll come on to. Some studies show that there's benefits with patients with mild memory disorders, so that's the brain side of things that we're looking at now. And there's anecdotal evidence to support potential benefits with focus and concentration. I know personally that ALCAR, for whatever reason, I'm not sure of the pathway, but it's got to be a neuro one. It really improves my just day-to-day happiness, essentially, my mood. I feel like I've got a big burst of energy when I take it. It's almost like having a coffee, but I feel clear-headed. I only take a gram a day, have it in my morning protein shake. So nothing extreme, although people take it pre-workout as well to give them that boost of energy and to get them really driven to work out. How does it work? Basically, you're breaking down the acyl lump off the side of the molecule and you're getting carnitine. This is it's used in the body to transport the fatty acids into the mitochondria. The mitochondria are the power plants of the cells. That's where ATP and energy is created. The fatty acids are essentially the fuel, the coal to power the coal power plant. The fatty acids then, as it says, are broken down into energy. So ALCAR facilitates that, but it also passes through the blood-brain barrier and works as an antioxidant and has a whole bunch more pathways as well. I've done a massive post, and you can see on the right, the image there is just some of the findings from different studies. That goes on for about twice that length on the actual post itself. There's a link in the YouTube video below this, or if you're viewing this on ApeHacking.com, there is a link in the text below this video as well. So we won't go too far into the other benefits here, but it's well worth checking out. So next up, we've got Huperzine A. So Huperzine A, I put at the bottom there, it's really a drug rather than a supplement because it works as the pathways of a drug as opposed to a pathway which already exists within your brain. And that's how I tend to classify supplements. So supplements I classify as, for example, protein or an amino acid that is already occurring, it's already naturally there. I class drugs as something, and this is how the FDA classes it as well. Drugs are something that is additional and is changing your internal system. I got started with Huperzine A originally because it helps with lucid dreaming, which was something that Tim Ferriss got me onto, and Tim Ferriss recommends Huperzine A for rapid learning as well. So it potentially helps memories form, which we'll come onto the pathway for that in a second. There's countless treatments for or potential treatment uses for Huperzine A. One of them is as a treatment for Alzheimer's. And as you can see there, Huperzine A comes from a plant, and that's the molecule that you're ingesting when you take it. So how does it work? Well, Huperzine A blocks an enzyme in the brain that breaks down acetylcholine. Acetylcholine, or choline essentially when it's broken down itself, is a neurotransmitter. The neurotransmitter essentially is the molecule that helps from one synapse to another for them to communicate. So if you've got not enough acetylcholine in your brain, you will communicate poorly between your synapses, you'll get misfires essentially, I'm sure it's not quite as simple as that, but you're getting misfires and the information isn't being put across both quickly and accurately. So what acetylcholine does, essentially that is that neurotransmitter. So you want to keep it around for longer, which is what huperzine A does, because it slows the breakdown of it up. So when it's not breaking down as fast, it's there for longer, and so you don't need specifically more of it. You can take other supplements. You can take choline supplements specifically, which will increase the amount of choline in your brain. But that has a slightly different effect, but it can work synergistically with huperzine A. The only thing that it's worth remembering if you're taking huperzine A, first off, you shouldn't take it all the time. You should take it when you either need to or want to lucid dream. So that may be, a couple of times a month, at most a couple of times a week. Or if you're going for a period of rapid learning, you've got an exam coming up, you can take huperzine A a couple of weeks before that to make sure that, or to facilitate memories being easier to form. You don't want to take it too much, because then your body will just down-regulate the amount of acetylcholine that it's creating, which then means you need to take more huperzine A and you need to take it more often. So you definitely need to cycle it, which you don't need to do for the other two compounds. So finally, we've got alpha lipoic acid, ALA, as it's better known. This has been around for forever, essentially. A lot of bodybuilders take it, a lot of anti-aging folks take it. It's naturally made in the body, so it's reasonably safe. And it's the main research I've read about it at the moment is that it's been given to stroke patients to help them as a neuroprotectant. So once the stroke's happened, that's it, it's done. Or if you're very likely to have a stroke, you'll be given ALA to ensure that the damage from the stroke is as minimum as possible. It does that by acting as a free radical cleaner upper, essentially, and it's pulling free radicals out of your system, both in your brain and in your body, as we'll come on into a second, and that's how it's preventing the damage. So what does it do, and why is it natural in your body? Naturally, two real functions. It helps cells turn glucose into energy. Again, similar to the mitochondrial function and ALCAR, this gives you a freer form energy. And when I take ALA, I find, similar to ALCAR, and it works again quite synergistically, that my mood's improved, I feel good, and I feel like I can just do, as opposed to having to drag myself out of bed in the morning, that kind of thing. It also acts as an antioxidant, which we touched on in the previous slide. It can also antioxidize vitamin C when that's been oxidized. So it's worth, if you're taking reasonable doses of ALA, looking at your vitamin C and your other antioxidant vitamins and making sure that your balances are all right. And finally, as it suggests there, it works as a neuroprotective. So this is more of a long-term fix for focus, brain function, and memory. Obviously, if your brain starts to deteriorate over time, as everyone's does at the moment, until we can stick our brain into a computer, the neuroprotective effects of something like ALA or something like piracetam, aniracetam, one of these supplements or drugs is well worth considering. As you get older, you can hopefully start to stave off some of the neurodegenerating effects of things like Alzheimer's. So hopefully you enjoyed that quick presentation. If you did, please like the video and leave a comment. I'm always happy to answer the comments. We're all massive biohackers over here at ApeHacking.com. We're always running quantified self-experiments. So if you've got any questions about anything mentioned in this video, just drop a comment and we'll get straight back to you. If you want to see more videos from ApeHacking.com, more biohacking, please subscribe. And there's a couple of links in the text below that just go through some more in-depth posts on ApeHacking.com, and feel free to check them out. Cheers, guys.